By 1940, Hitler controlled France. He controlled Austria, Poland, Belgium, the Netherlands, Norway. German tanks rolled through capital after capital with almost no resistance. Border after border collapsed in days. Surrounded on every side by Nazi territory sat one small country that never fell: Switzerland. No invasion, no occupation, no surrender. While the rest of the continent burned, this tiny nation in the Alps simply continued. Why did the most powerful military machine in Europe leave it alone? On paper, Switzerland should have collapsed in a week. It had no real navy, no empire, no industrial base remotely comparable to its neighbors. Its population barely topped 4 million people. It was completely landlocked, boxed in on almost every border by territory Germany now controlled. To the north, Germany. To the east, Austria, already absorbed. To the south, Mussolini's Italy. France, soon to fall as well. Switzerland sat in the middle of the new Nazi order like an island that had simply been forgotten. Militarily, it looked like the softest target left standing in Europe. So what stopped the most aggressive army on the continent from simply walking in? Germany didn't ignore Switzerland. Far from it. The Wehrmacht drew up a real invasion plan, codenamed Operation Tannenbaum. German staff officers studied Swiss fortifications. They mapped mountain passes, calculated how many divisions it would take to break through the Alps, and timed how fast armored columns could move through Swiss valleys. Hitler himself reportedly viewed the country with contempt, dismissing it as an irritating thorn sitting in the heart of his new empire. The plan existed, the will existed, yet the order to attack never came. And the reasons it never came are exactly what kept Switzerland alive. The first problem was geography. Switzerland is not flat ground built for blitzkrieg, it's a wall of mountains. Swiss military strategy, known as the Raidui Plan, called for the army to abandon the lowland cities entirely and retreat into fortified positions deep in the Alps, blowing up tunnels, bridges, and rail lines behind them as they withdrew. Any invading force wouldn't be fighting for a quick surrender. It would be fighting cave by cave, pass by pass, for months, against an enemy with nowhere left to retreat and everything left to lose. The second problem was manpower. Switzerland mobilized with stunning speed, arming and deploying a huge share of its male population within days of the war breaking out, fielding a defensive force that dwarfed expectations for a country its size. This wasn't a nation waiting to be conquered. It was a nation already standing at the door with a rifle. And the third problem was simpler than either. Germany didn't need to invade. Swiss banks were already moving Nazi gold. Swiss factories were already producing precision weapons components for the German war machine. Swiss neutrality gave Germany a financial backdoor the Allies couldn't touch, a way to trade, launder, and access goods while staying technically untouched by the war. Invading would have cost German blood and resources to seize something Switzerland was already practically handing over for free. So Switzerland spent the war walking an extraordinarily careful line, armed, mobilized, and visibly ready to make any invasion painful, while quietly keeping its economy intertwined with the regime surrounding it on every side. That balance of deterrence and cooperation is what let it avoid the devastation consuming the rest of the continent. When the war ended in 1945, Switzerland emerged with its cities untouched, its infrastructure intact, and its economy arguably stronger than before. Its reputation as the world's neutral safe haven cemented for the rest of the century. Switzerland never fired a shot in anger during the Second World War, and it never fell. Some call this a masterclass in defensive strategy, a small nation that outthought an empire. Others point to the gold, the trade, and the quiet business done with a regime committing atrocities just beyond its borders. Was Swiss neutrality really a triumph of strategy, or was it simply the price of looking away? Switzerland is still answering that question today.